Hello and welcome to the Boomer Live. Today we are going to be talking about KKR versus the Delhi Capitals. Of course, if you're a KKR fan, you might be feeling it. It's their fifth loss on a trot, and of course, their momentum is in shambles. KKR will have a lot of things to worry about, especially when it comes to their team balance and especially when it comes to today's performance. It all started against Delhi Capitals when they came up against each other the last time and still is continuing. It's their fifth loss, and Shreyas Iyer as a captain has been under the pump for quite a while now. I have here with me Sandipani, a passionate KKR fan, to talk about it. I would like to hear from him from a KKR fan perspective. Then we'll talk about the analysis breakdown. Sandipani, tell me, how do you make of this KKR's performance? Because it's another season where you feel like, a lot of your own mistakes is what's been causing a chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, from a fan's perspective, I'm just disgusted. That's the word I'm going to use. Terrible batting show, horrible at the field, dropping catches. You need to convert those half chances if you have scored just 146 on a not exactly a belter, but at least a 170, 180 pitch. It was the same track where both Hyderabad and Gujarat with uh, comparatively weaker batting lineups scored 195 yesterday. If a Rashid Khan can go play 31 of 11 and Rahul Tewatia is going at 40 of 21, I mean, I don't know what is wrong with KKR. Poor management. I have nothing to say about the management. I don't know what they're doing. What is it going to say about it is going to completely shatter the confidence of players, according to me. Shivam Mavi gets 2 games, is dropped. Reason unknown. Varun Chakravarti was retained, has 2-3 bad games, dropped. Uh, you went ahead and picked him ahead of Kuldeep Yadav, and then you are just dropping him at a pitch where Delhi Capitals, they use 10 overs of spinners. Arguably, they also did not play the best game that they would have liked to play, but still they got away with it because it was a horrible show from KKR. I think they were very lucky to get the game right up till the 19th over. I think this was a 170, 175 pitch. From a fan's perspective, I'm just angry, devastated. I don't know what to say. 5 loss in a row. I come here every day, and then because from a fantasy point of view as well, you don't know which players to pick.
Right.
You don't expect Shivam Mavi and Varun Chakravarti to be dropped. It's just
you can say I'll add that. I'll bring that question up. Let's talk about the playing 11 because that's been one of the concerns, and I've been raising this point on every live. We've had this conversation with Nikhil, we've had this conversation with Jones, even in the space what we did earlier today. We did discuss as to why they're not having a balance and what should they be doing in order to bring that balance into the team. Let's talk about their balance structure, right? In 11, where you're not sure of who's going to open on a particular day, how are you going to win matches? Because on a particular day, you will have Sunil Narayan opening the batting. Today, you had Venkatesh Iyer opening the batting with Aaron Finch. Next day, you have Sam Billings opening the batting. Why is there no clarity on the players? And that's clearly affecting them now as well. Because Sheldon Jackson, you didn't give him a proper run at all. You made him bat at number 5, where he bats number 1, 2, 3 for his domestic side. Whole of his career is batted in those positions in T20 cricket. And all of a sudden, over here, you're making him bat at number 6, play finishers role, which is totally going to struggle. And now you drop him because of his 2-3 failures. You bring in Indrajit Baba. I don't know if he's going to be dropped. What do you make of the structured 11 here?
No, I have, as I said, I have no idea what they're going to do in the next game, because clearly they're opening again. Aaron Finch had a bad game, so I again expect Sam Billings to come back in the next one. Yeah. And we had this conversation in the last post game live which we did for KKR, that what is the balance that they will go with ahead in the game. Rinku Singh is coming in at number 8. Rinku Singh is a proper batsman who is coming in at number 8. They have 3 proper bowlers. They went ahead with 3 proper bowlers, 1 debutant and 2 all-rounders in the form of Venkatesh Iyer and Andre Russell. Okay, so your 5th bowling option is Venkatesh Iyer, Andre Russell and say Nitish Rana.
Right.
Russell got 4 wickets in the last game. When do you bring him back into the attack in this game? Not right after the power play, but again in the 16th over or the 15th over, knowing that he can only bowl 3 overs at the most. And Nitish Rana was given that over in the 9th over and he went for 14 runs. Of course, we can't blame Shreyas Iyer over there, because he thought if he can do something with the bat, of course he can also get him wickets with the ball. But I don't know whether this is the right approach going ahead. I think they had it sorted out. Shivam Mavi was good at his place. Okay, you may just drop Shivam Mavi and say Varun Chakravarti, but get in at least two bowlers, to get in two Indian bowlers. What do they get in? They get in a Baba Aparajit, and uh, Harshit Rana, who ended up being injured after bowling 3 overs.
Right.
So yeah, it's complete chaos, complete confusion. At this rate, I think it will be very difficult for them to win games, because they are going to face Lucknow Super Giants. They'll have 2 games against Lucknow Super Giants, 1 game against Gujarat Titans going ahead, and I don't see how the win is going to come. And now it's a desperate situation for them. They need to win 5 out of 5 to have any chance of qualifying to the playoffs. 4 out of 5 will also not do it for them. So it's chaos. It's complete chaos. They have no idea.
You rightly mentioned
Yeah.
about, there's no doubt about the chaos they are in right now. So you've mentioned about the management faults as well. More often than not, even I raised this question last time around with you as well. Brendan McCullum has been a constant figure in this dressing room over the last 3 seasons. And all the 3 seasons, you've seen a chaotic batting order which has been put out. Last season, you saw Venkatesh Iyer come into the fold and he took you to the final. I would say I would even go on to say he took you single-handedly to the final. Alongside, you had performance from Sunil Narayan and Lockie Ferguson, who bowled exceedingly well in Sharjah wickets. But right now, on good wickets, you don't have a bowler to come out there and pick wickets. Umesh Yadav has done his part. Southee has done decently well. When other than that, there is nobody else. Sunil Narayan has now got support from Varun Chakravarti. You don't have a third pacer. You're just mixing up with a third pacer. You played Rashid Salam, Shivam Mavi, Harshit Rana today. Tomorrow, I don't know who they're going to bring as well. So that's been a dicey situation for KKR. Now, talking about the batting order, it's always been a case. There is no clear clarity as to who's going to bat better. Nitish Rana bats number 4. One day Nitish Rana bats number 6. Sunil Narayan batted number 5. So would you rather go on to say it's Brendan McCullum that who's calling the shots, who's in that position, and who actually should be blamed over here? Because there seems to be no clarity at all from him.
Of course, it is Brendan McCullum calling the shots along with the management, because I think even Shreyas Iyer was very upset with what he has been getting from the team. In the post-match, in his interview, Shreyas Iyer mentioned that definitely we should not be looking to make so many changes. We don't have a fixed opening slot, like we don't know whom to go with as an opener. But this has been the case for KKR in every season. The one thing that they had constant in the last season, which made them successful, is that they stuck to their playing 11. I think 12. They just went with 12 or 13 players in the last 7 games. Absolutely, that they won in last 7 games of the league stage.
Stop you. They've used 19 players in this particular season, and that's the most by any team so far in this season. And if you're going to chop and change in a tournament like IPL, you're not going to win. I've seen with so many teams over the years, if you're going to chop and change, that's going to bring an imbalance. That's going to bring in a lack of role clarity. It's going to bring an insecurity into your team. And that's exactly what's happening with KKR. They started the tournament so beautifully, though they didn't have the best of scores. You all of a sudden looked at that score and you felt like, okay, they can do something. Like in somewhere there, it is that insecurities which is creeping in at this moment, which is troubling them a lot more.
I think their bowling, the bowling hasn't done too badly, even though they went for over 200 in 2 of the games. But the pitches were good. The game where Delhi scored 214, or say a game where Rajasthan scored 217, the pitches were really good. KKR could have chased it down if they were almost on the verge of chasing it down against Rajasthan. They lost a very bad game against Gujarat, even though after bowling really well, going very well with the ball. So their bowling in the last 3 games have been okay, have been good, but they're struggling with the 4th and 5th bowling option. The only thing that has been a concern for them, I think, is they don't have a clarity on who is going to play. And in these leagues where there are 14, 16 matches, you need to have a fixed say 11 or 12 at the end of at least 6 or 7 games. I'm not saying that right from the start you will know your perfect combinations. You can just try around a bit. After the 4th or 5th game, when you get to the business end of the tournament, you should have this kind of things sorted. I'm just clueless why they haven't done it, but this has been the case for KKR. And again, I'll say that the Sunil Narayan coming in at number 5 in one game, coming in as an opener in one game. This has been their motto for the last 6-7 years. It has been successful at times. It has failed at times. I think you can't blame the batting order too much. But I feel the team selection, and I mean, they went with 8 proper batting options and 8 bowling options in this game, and they are 8th in the points table. So
Right.
that just justifies KKR's position right now.
True. I mean, if you look at Nitish Rana opening for KKR over the last couple of years as well, he's not done too badly over there. He's done a decent job opening the batting. And Sam Billings as well, whatever opportunity he's got in the middle order, he just looks so solid over there. Why would you remove a player like Sam Billings from the middle order? You all of a sudden put him in opening. And also Nitish Rana, can he be tried out in an opening spot? Because that's the only option they have now to try out as well. And Baba Injuries is a good player batting on the top of the order as well. In a tournament like IPL, on his debut, making bat somewhere that wouldn't have been ideal for him as well. So, can you put in someone like Nitish Rana opening or an Indrajit Baba opening?
I am not sure whether Baba Indrajit will get the next game. But yeah, I don't know. Again, we were talking about the combinations, the wicket keeping combinations for KKR. Whether they would have gone with, say, a Sam Billings and if Sam Billings would play, then Sheldon Jackson would not get the game. Sam Billings and say another batter, Rinku Singh, would have been getting the game. And if you went with the other combination, that is Aaron Finch, and then you had to put in Sheldon Jackson. I don't know why they dropped Sheldon Jackson all of a sudden. You mentioned that he was like, I don't know what does it like tell the players. Even if you have one bad game, you may be dropped from the team. I don't know what it does to their confidence. I think they are under extreme pressure. And Shreyas Iyer said in the post-match conference today that post-match presentation today that they are going to play fearless brand of cricket. But with this team, you again need a special performance, say an innings like that from Pat Cummins or an innings like that from Russell, 70 run innings like that from Russell.
When he said that particular question, Kevin Peterson did ask a counter question. When you have players out of form, how do you expect to play fearless brand of cricket? And he was out of words over there.
Yeah,
because
you have to be out of words because you are trying 19 players in 8 games, 9 games. So you have no idea of who your best 11 is.
Right. I mean, rightly mentioned by you. Now let's, possibly look into what their auction strategy was. I personally think, teams are made in auction. You reckon now, I know it's too far late to talk about it, but you reckon this team was not well purchased on the auction table? Because most of the championship teams are built on the auction table. And here, many of the analysts came out saying that KKR does not have a very balanced squad. Just looking at it from an auction perspective, and just looking at their even retention list, they let go of someone like Shubman Gill. They let go of some big players as well who could have possibly made an impact. Someone like Rahul Tripathi who had a terrific season with them last time around. They let go of him as well, but they kept someone like Venkatesh Iyer who just played 7 games for them. You reckon that's where the season started to cripple for them?
No, I think that's like Venkatesh Iyer and Varun Chakravarti are just out of form. It's a phase. We have seen a lot of players perform exceedingly well in their first season and then like not being able to perform up to the expectations in their second season. I think Venkatesh Iyer will have to work on his form because and I don't understand. This is the first time he bowled in I think 5 or 6 games. If KKR had their bowling issues, why not give Venkatesh Iyer 1 or 2 overs in the middle overs? Because they can easily use him in the middle overs instead of giving him in those high pressure overs where 30 is needed of 4 overs. Like a Venkatesh Iyer coming in to bowl his first over in 6-7 games is not ideal for him.
They use 8 bowling options today. That are also in crucial overs. Like Venkatesh Iyer bowling the 19th over.
Harshit Rana got injured. They had no other choice.
You had a Russell. Okay, I understand he went for 14 runs and over, but would you have brought him back for another over to ball to someone like
I would have definitely brought him back, but then it's KKR, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have much words. Let's talk about, of course, Delhi Capitals now. Delhi Capitals had a very good game, and if you look at from a tournament's perspective as well, they're well in with a chance now. They've now won 4 and they won 4 and they've lost 4. But their run rate is very good because of that thumping win which they got against the Punjab Kings. Let's talk about Delhi Capitals' overall performance. With the ball, they were just blended. And of course, Kuldeep Yadav, your own man, came to haunt you back again.
Yeah, Kuldeep Yadav and some of the dismissals that they gave to Kuldeep Yadav. Baba Indrajit, I think he had no need to when your side is 30, 31 for two, and the like opposition is bringing in their best spin bowler, the wicket taking spin bowler, and you're not completely set. You had no reason to go after the shots, but that's the brand of cricket that KKR plays, and Indrajit was playing his first game for the franchise, so you can't really blame him. Very good bowling from Kuldeep Yadav again, but again questionable captaincy from Rishabh Pant. Like Kuldeep Yadav having bowled 3 overs, going for 14 and picking up 4 wickets, he
Yeah,
was giving the ball to Lalit Yadav. Why? Because two left-handers were at the crease. Kuldeep Yadav is very capable of bowling to left-handers, especially
yeah,
to a Nitish Rana or say a Rinku Singh. You never
right.
know. Another over from Kuldeep Yadav and KKR would have got probably bundled for 120,
You
115,
could have
and
possibly
then
gone
they
to
would
five
have
wicket
made it.
haul. I mean, unfair to
Yeah,
didn't have 5 wicket haul.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then
Completely
that's what.
unjustifiable. But Delhi Capitals will be happy with this game. They had their bowling sorted out the way Mustafizur bowled that final over. You always know with Mustafizur that when it's his days, when he's getting those Yorker rights, like Yorkers right, you saw in the last over, he nailed those Yorkers. Lower order batsmen like a Tim Saudi or a Umesh Yadav,
Yeah,
you can't expect them to hit those
that's
balls for boundaries. Yeah, so brilliant bowling from Delhi Capitals, not necessarily all the bowlers at the death, but Mustafizur was brilliant for them today. And Chetan Sakaria was a great addition. I think Khalil was injured. I don't know why he was dropped, but Chetan Sakaria in place of Khalil was a very good addition to the team.
yeah. I mean, I was coming to that. Chetan Zakaria, you saw him have a tremendous season last time around with Rajasthan Royals. He went on to make an India debut after that. You reckon it was a little unfair on him not to get a lot of games initially to start off with? I know Khalil also bowled beautifully, but looking at Delhi, the kind of start they got early on the season, shouldn't he have already started for them? He should have been a sure starter. Couldn't it have been done already?
They went with experience. Khalil definitely has more experience playing in the IPL and for franchises in general. So I think they went for experience over the new sensation that is Chetan Sakaria. I think he'll get a lot of opportunities in the coming future, and
Yeah.
he'll grab it. He had a brilliant season for Rajasthan, and so did Kartik Tyagi, and he has not been getting a game for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Just tells you how competitive the format is.
Yeah, and also speaks about squad depth as well. Let's talk about Raman
Yeah.
Powell because Raman Powell has been one player where everybody was criticizing him for quite a long while. Everybody also asked that he should be removed from the team because of that lack of form which he showed earlier on in the IPL. Now 2 innings where he has scored crucial 30s in the first match. You could say that he missed out, he couldn't take the team home. But today, he just looked like he was carrying on that form which he showed in the earlier match to today as well, where he scored that brilliant 30 and he finished things off well for Delhi Capitals. Now going ahead in the tournament, how good a sign it is for Delhi Capitals to have him back in form.
I think with 36 needed of the last over, you can't really say that he couldn't take the team home. It's a bit unfair on Robman. But yeah, he has been coming to form, and I think Delhi Capitals have finally realized what his role should be in the team. Like they were trying him in at number 3 or number 4, coming in at the 7th or 9th over in the middle overs. And Robman Powell, as we saw, Narayan had a great matchup against him. I think he like needs a few balls to settle in, not to settle in actually, but he can play those big shots in the final 5-6 overs. So I think he was a like to like replacement for Delhi Capitals. Like he was a like to like replacement for Hetmeyer in the team. Similarly, Mitchell Marsh has been coming in, and he will be a like to like replacement for Marcus Stoinis in the team. So I think Delhi Capitals have got those positions and places sorted really well. Like a David Warner coming in place of Shikhar Dhawan. You will say that they did brilliant work in the auction. They understood what roles that they needed to fill. I think just a cause of concern would be their number 3 or number 4 slot with the bat. Mitchell Marsh coming in at number 3 solves it. At number 4, Pant will come in on most days when they don't lose 2 early wickets. And Lalit Yadav coming in and filling in that role was very good. Again, Finch dropped. I will not say a simple catch, but it was a catch. And when you are defending 147, you need to convert those half chances into a wicket. I
Right.
don't know where they went, what they did in the field. I'm just in loss of words for KKR, really.
Absolutely, I can understand that because today was more of a race that bringing out analytics. But of course, Talking about Delhi Capitals again, from here on, what will be the tournament like? Because there is momentum with them. I know they lost a game against Arsenal, but they will take a lot of positives even from that game because they came very close. Now, this win, how big a push it will be for their tournament chances?
Delhi Capitals have, I think, one of the most balanced sides in the competition, if not the most balanced side. Because if you see, they have David Warner, Prithvi Shaw in form at the top. Then there is Mitchell Marsh coming in as the all-rounder who did not have to ball today. So they have enough bowling depth, enough batting depth. Say a Shardul Thakur coming in at number 8 and finishing games for them. Lalit Yadav stabilizing the innings. Rishabh Pant can always be the explosive wicket-keeping batsman that we know him to be. So all in all, and with the ball, even Enric Nortje has not come into the fore, and Mustafizur is doing a great job with the ball as his replacement. And I think Kuldeep Yadav has been their star comeback player of the season has been Kuldeep Yadav. I think most of the people wrote him off after the last season that he had with KKR, but he has come back really strong, and it's very good to see a prime like Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal almost at the top of the wickets tally in the IPL. It gives it shows that Indian team has good it's good signs for Team India ahead of the T20 World Cup.
I'm pretty sure of that. The Indian selectors will be having a huge headache to pick that team to Australia to play the World Cup. Now with Kulcha back in form, Hardik back, Umran Malik is doing great, Prasidh Krishna is doing great. I can't even imagine the bowling unit looks great. The only area for concern will be the batting because batsmen haven't really stepped up. But then let me remind you, ballers win you championships, batsmen just win you games. I'll stick with that philosophy. Talking about that, let's look at how really the fantasy teams have shaped up. And I'll come to Sandipani today now. Sandipani, how did your performance go in the fantasy app, and how did you perform there? Because I'm pretty sure you were biased with your KKR picks. So let me ask you.
No, not really. No, I was not really biased with my KKR picks. I went with 6-5 in favor of Delhi actually. But my fantasy team was good. I had Russell as my vice captain, but I won most of my small league small leagues because most of the players had Russell as their captain. Yeah. So I think I had Warner as my captain and Russell as my vice captain. So my captain fetched me a lot of points. And I also had Shreyas Iyer in my team, and I had all in all I had a very good, not a very good but a good day. It was not a very good day in the large grand leagues because with KKR's game you are never sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I had Kuldeep Yadav as my vice captain and David Warner as my captain, so I had a decent day out on the fantasy league app.
So you probably won all your competitions.
Yeah, I did, and I also had Shreyas Iyer in my team alongside, but I just missed out on Mustafizur Rahman. I just didn't expect him to come out well. If I had him also, I would have had possibly one of the best day outs in fantasy circuit. So it happens, and of course, this is a big learning experience, and I'm pretty sure if you're making a team for a KKR match, be very aware and be very, very calculative with the choices you make because KKR seems to surprise many of us. Talking about that, thank you all for joining today. I'm sure that if you're a Knight Rider fan, you're going to have a tough night going ahead, and you have been having tough nights now.
As always, yeah.
It's been tough 5 nights already, I hope. They kind of bounced back like last time you saw towards the business end. They came back pretty strong, but then, you had a break back then, so you could gather back momentum. Right now, the momentum seems not to be working on their favor. They just say how big a factor momentum is in a tournament like IPL. So guys, join us daily for the post-match analysis because we'll be having some exciting content which we'll be providing to you. Join us for the Twitter space of what we do pre-game as well, which we'll be doing alongside Jones, Sandipani, and everybody else. So do not miss out on those content as well. And follow our Instagram page, play our fantasy contest on BOOMERLIVE because this IPL you can win prizes worth up to $6,000 or $5,000. And of course, it's totally free to play. So why are you waiting for? And what are you waiting for? Just go out there and test your fantasy skills right now. The link is there in the description. Go test it. Make your team right now for tomorrow's contest because it's easy to predict the lineup. So it's not a KKR match. So it's easy to predict the lineup. So having said that, good night, folks. Have a good time. And KKR fans, just take it as you go. Last time you played a final. So, hota hai.
Hota hai.